Used to be a baby once.
Used to be, right? He had
Oh,
less
that's-
cares there.
Hmm.
Looking back, man, we should do an episode like maybe, later on, but looking
Oh, like-
back, you had more cares, I think, because they're so baby, right? Like you're worried about everything, they can't communicate.
Mhm.
But now I'm more worried because he can drive a vehicle potentially in a month and kill people. Do you know what I mean? Like I am more worried about that.
Like, baby controls
Yeah,
are in your control because you control baby.
you're stopping them from
Teenager-
trying to kill themselves. Yes,
No, baby, don't throw yourself down the stairs.
right.
But like
Exactly.
teenager controls, like they're out of the house. Like you got like
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can do about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it ain't right.
No.
Man, my lighting looks terrible. My God.
It's just mood lighting. It's like we're in an intimate session, late
I
night
was, just
beds.
I was thinking it's more like a stalker, like
Oh,
hostage video about like this is what I.
oh yeah,
demand.
maybe the white light on you, but
So I got nothing.
it's all good.
I'm probably try to turn on the.
This is how we rough it. This is
Best
how
part is
we-
like we're live. That's my favorite part.
Oh, that's
Everybody
better.
Just, like, watch this. 1 second.
Everyone
see if
can
the lights
see.
better or worse.
Yeah. So now that Trevor's taking a break, we're just going to look at all the lighting that comes on, quite bright. It changes the mood a little bit. I preferred the little intimate setting. We could talk. I had more audience members in here.
I largely suspect it's just going to highlight my bald spot.
No, it just feels like a corporate meeting. I'm just kidding.
So what do we think? Better or worse?
I think it's better.
Just
It's probably
different.
better. It's just
It's a different bad.
You're fine. You're good.
The better part, like I'm soon going to be back in my own studio, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I'll have a bit more control of this type of thing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, look at that shiny forehead. The hair
you're
keeps
fine.
going back. The forehead keeps growing. It's good. Yeah, that's got to be what we got to do is like get my hairline. It's like D.
Yeah, I got the same. I got the same.
D.
I'm actually, and we could talk about that sometime too. But like, I'm now on meds for it, so there is stuff out there that you can do.
I thought about that, but just even with like this current trip, when I think about like, okay, if they don't have those meds here and I ever stop it, like you lose progress. Like I like the idea of like if you could take the meds and it's just permanently fixed, fine. But if you have to like forever continue on them, like I'm not so bullish on it.
I just do it with a vitamin, and then I just take that forever. But yeah,
I do want to talk because I need to know. Like,
yeah,
it's just
it's
informative
cheap,
for me.
There's no side effects, and there's nothing like.
Oh man, okay, it's definitely. Yeah. I'm literally gonna write that down.
Yeah, no,
for a future episode.
Totally. And it's funny because I asked my doctor about it, and he's like, "I've been on it. What are you talking about?" Okay, go for it.
All right, with that perfect preamble.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we didn't do our Audacity syncing.
Oh no, I had it running, so you'll get all this.
Perfect. That's what I want. Okay, ready?
Yep.
1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8.
Great. People tune in like, man, 11 years of podcasting. These guys must really have their stuff together. They watch this.
Each its own adventure, right? Different circumstances. You're traveling the world.
The reason it's lasted 11 years is because it's just a good time and it's
there you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On that happy note, we are live across the web. Let's get this show started because we are live. Steam Machine's out. Don't look at the cost. The dads get new controllers for those that they lost. Zelda's on an
So close.
So close. I'm doing great. Steam Machine's out. Don't look at the cost. The dads got new controllers for the ones that they lost. Zelda on an iPhone. A controller's your pal. And this day just captured. Oh, man.
You had it.
If you don't do it the first time, it takes like 3 or 4 times afterwards.
I'm here with you. I'll cheer you on.
Let's try again. Steam Machine's out. Don't look at the cost. The dad's got new controllers for those that they lost. Zelda on an iPhone. A controller's your pal. And this dad just captured his first victory royale.
Hey.
Welcome to New Dad Gaming. The adult beverages are poured. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. And just props to Trevor here. If anyone's joining us live, you knocked that poem out in 30 seconds. It was well done.
It took longer for me to write. So it took longer for me to recite the poem than it did for me to write the poem.
Yeah,
I was like, just knock that one out.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No AI replacing this fella. Because each week on this show, we try to show you just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
All right. Welcome everybody to the show. For anybody joining us live, we're going to be doing a special two-parter. For those who are just receiving it on the normal podcasting networks, you'll receive the first part. If you want to catch the entire stream, find us on our YouTube or any other social medias otherwise. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, anything else, we're on all the major podcasting networks. And we'd absolutely love to hear from you. Reach out to us at New Dad Gaming on socials or newdadgaming.com. One of the best parts of the show so far has definitely been interacting with gaming dads, receiving their stories, their beer recommendation, their game pick, anything between, either to read on air or just interact. So go ahead and reach out to us. But for this doubleheader, myself and my family, we are wrapping up our South adventure. For those long-time listeners or perhaps new ones, the family and I had come down to Colombia, where my wife is from. My kids are actually dual citizens of, and just wanted to give them that type of experience and also skip the winter. We're wrapping that up. I'm going to be heading back north in the coming week or so. And so Jeff and I will be knocking out 2 episodes for the price of 1. We'll see if we can keep our energy level up through this entire process.
Yeah, again, we're just winging it here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, now the first thing to talk about, like, not going to bury the lead. The internet has been set on fire once again because the Steam machine has officially launched its pricing.
Yeah,
and it didn't go well. Like, how would you? I don't know. How did you first receive it? Like, how did you first take in the responses to this? Like, what's your general sense now that we understand the pricing of this Steam machine, which had a lot of hopes coming out?
Yeah, it did have a lot of hopes. There was a lot of, insiders that would say, well, they're going to price it a little bit above what you're used to. So, me being that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed new gamer, I was thinking, like, there's no way they crack 1,000 with this thing. Like, $9.99 I could see, like that has a psychological thing to it. But no, when it's above that, Canadian at least, with no controller and 512 gigs of hard drive space, I was disappointed. I will not lie. I was like, oh, okay, well, there it is. Like, it's just not going to happen. There was no hemming and hawing about it. Like, oh, maybe I could swing it because, again, love the Steam Deck and thought this could be a good complement to that. But yeah, it's too rich for my blood. Not really into the whole, I don't know. It's a little bit too much for what it offers for me. A lot of reaction is mixed. I saw a lot of people obviously don't like where this price point is headed, knowing that other consoles may take the same path. But there's other ones out there saying, it's justified. They're just the first ones to do it, so give them a break.
Yeah, I think for us, I think really the challenge would be, if anything, they're victims of, I almost want to say like bad timing. Because the Steam machine came out and it was universally seen, I feel, like a fantastic bargain. $300 or $400 for the base model, not setting the world on fire, but a completely capable machine for those who didn't have a gaming PC, portable, set off a whole new wave of devices, right?
Yeah.
And the pricing was just so competitive and compelling. So that they launched these new devices, and the thought is like, oh, okay, well, they'll probably be better. But in some ways, to give them some credit, is that like the world has changed. Like the RAM apocalypse, storage apocalypse, like it's bad out there. If you're trying to build a machine, you are going to face some of these similar issues, and it just seems like they could not, despite their power and their hopes and their build capabilities, were able to overcome it. So we're seeing, so this is Canadian pricing, but like, so the Steam machine, 512 gigs on its own, no controller, $1,500 Canadian. It's to laugh. And then the 512 with the controller is 1628, so a full basically like $100 more. The
Yeah.
2 terabyte machine is $1,919, no controller. With controller, the 2 terabyte version is $2,000, 38. It's like, what are we doing? And like, what I was curious about was looking at the comparison. So the Steam Machine versus kind of some of the competitors. So this
Yeah.
the base level of the Steam Machine. So it's $1,000 US. The PlayStation 5 standard is $600. The Pro is 900. So it's expensive than more of both those consoles.
Yeah.
Now, from a comparable PC, right? The base Steam Machine features performance roughly equivalent to an AMD Ryzen 5 5600 CPU and 16 gigabytes of single channel RAM. To be clear, that is certainly competent. That's not a
Mhm.
bad build, but that is not cutting edge by any
Right.
stretch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 16 gigs about RAM, immediately you should know that's like, wait, that's not super great.
No.
You can get that on a PC side for about 1,000 to 1,100. So, and that's like with faster processing, like so this build, which I kind of feel like this is a little bit rosy,
Mm.
but it's saying, but for 11 for a grand or 1,100, you can get a Ryzen 7, you can get a RTX 5060. No, I could probably believe that one actually, and then 32 gigs of RAM and a terabyte SSD for about the same price. It's
Yeah.
that performance bump is not minimal. Like that is significant. There's kind of no way to sugarcoat that one.
No.
So what do we do? What are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing. I thought for sure Valve would just either really pump this thing and be like, hey, okay, well, here it is, Half-Life 3. You want this thing?
Steam Machine exclusive. It's not even on the
Here
Steam
you go.
Deck.
Yeah, it's just not on Steam at all. But yeah, they just kind of launched it in there, and like it's a cute little cube, right? It reminds me of the GameCube very much so, right?
Mhm.
And I thought for sure they would take the hit on the hardware side just to get everyone into the Steam ecosystem, even more so, right? Wall it off. It would definitely keep me there, and I wouldn't have to, I've stepped back from playing or for paying for PS Plus and Nintendo Online. It's just I'm kind of done with that stuff now. I want less subscriptions, not more. And this was kind of like the gateway over to that. But yeah, a little bit too much, I think. I would attempt to build a PC, I think, at that level, at that price. But if they could, I don't know, the industry was going one of two ways. You had Xbox saying, we're going to stream everything. Everything's going to be on a TV, on your
Everything's an
phone,
Xbox.
everything is an Xbox. And then you have Steam that went the other way. Be like, actually, we're going to go on the console market and just see what that looks like. And obviously, this is what this is now. And Xbox reversed course, right? They don't want
Mm.
everything everywhere. I would say that was the better move. They almost foretold the future and be
Mm.
like, no, we can get people in the Game Pass because they can't afford these $1,500 machines. So why not? That's
Yeah.
7 years worth of Game Pass or whatever. So
Yeah, but I'd be curious though, like that's one of those, like as a small aside and tangent, I do wonder. I have tried streaming with the Xbox and on multiple devices, and it just does not seem to hold up. And I'm
no,
somebody like even in, like here down, like currently in the South, like probably not, but in Canada, like I had like the highest possible internet rate,
yeah,
and just every now and then it would start to stutter.
that's
Like
yeah.
something would happen. And I just get the feeling that it's not quite cracked yet.
Hmm.
Right. So I don't know if they're reacting to the numbers where it's like, we can't serve this fast enough or people aren't using it, or if it's, they heard the outrage and they just want to get the machines back and this is whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The Steam Deck, again, like the problem, this machine could have come out and it would have been fine. It's like, okay, it's a little bit pricey, but it is a really nice like package and it's Steam exclusive, like first party. Okay, it's a bit of a premium.
Yeah.
The problem I feel is the emotional whiplash from this device coming after the Steam Deck.
Yeah, totally.
Because the Steam Deck just set such a high bar for something that was so different, so innovative. Literally, again, like I already said it, but it's worth repeating. Literally launched a brand new category. the MSI, like the G Cloud,
Yeah.
like all these other devices that came after it, trying to chase it, right?
Yeah.
And then this thing comes out, like there's not going to be a new category. Like this is just a computer. Like there's
Right.
nothing to it, and it's just overpriced. Not it's not overpriced. It's priced appropriately for the components.
Yeah. And that's kind of the part where we're having an issue with, right? Like you can get these bulk deals, whatever you need to do, but like your Valve, like I don't know, figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it does. You're right. It is whiplash because you would think that they would step people into stuff or even have a lower tier that 512 is actually because like I heard that this was supposed to be $700 when they had developed it. It was supposed to launch at 700. They waited or they had a components shortage already and that jacked the price. Like, okay, yeah, I understand that. Now you've kind of lost your market a little bit. Um, I know that Xbox is developing a handheld. I think that's been a open secret. Are they gonna even try to launch that thing? Because where do we go from here? So I don't know. I don't. It's
God,
just
700. That would have been so compelling at $700. That's great. You said it. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
right. That would be a maybe I could like okay that's reasonable. That gives me all this power, and I could do that right.
Yeah,
But
I suppose what makes it sad too is like I don't feel, and you let me know how you feel. I don't perceive it as Valve being greedy in the sense that like, ha ha ha, we know a bunch of people are going to get this. Let's maximize our profits on this. It kind of feels like they're the victims of just circumstance, in the sense that like, look, like the components went nuts. Like the components went nuts, and we
yeah,
can't lose. We can't lose $600 per machine. It just doesn't work. But they were already so far along. It's like, well, we have warehouses of these boxes. We have to try to sell it. So I just don't get the feeling from it how this all came about that this was profit maximizing more than loss prevention, given circumstances beyond their control.
yeah. Like I was gonna offer a third option there and be like, well, we just wanted to try this out to see if we could do it. And really, it's gonna be a tax write off for us. So like we'll put it out there. If we don't sell it, then whatever. I'm sure this thing will sell out. Like those units that they've kept, they're not going to sustain the initial wave of things. We could probably check right now and they'd probably be sold out. So
Hmm.
people will buy it, and I think it was just for them to see if they could do it. If they really wanted to crack that market, this would not be an acceptable price. Or again, they're the first ones to do it, and PlayStation, Xbox, even Nintendo are not far behind, right? So there's got to be there's gonna be a place where everything rubber bands back. Like I'm not sure who can afford it all the time, right? Like it's a luxury now, and it's more
Yeah,
so.
if all that's hardware apocalypse like starts to chill out because AI centers like don't need it anymore, like perhaps like we get back to a reasonable place, and then Steam Deck. Tell you what, they're setting themselves up to be
Yeah,
the console heroes that nobody else wants to, because while PlayStation and Xbox have bucked the trend of the entire history where it's like consoles always go down after the couple of years,
yeah,
and instead they've gone up. Steam Machine is starting super high. And what it's going to do is slowly ratchet down over the coming like 3 or 4 years,
yeah.
and they'll be heralded like a hero.
You're right. That's totally a viable strategy. Let's see if it happens.
It's
You've predicted it.
we'll book this. We'll book this episode to see and bookmark it, see if we can nail that prediction. But let us know, everybody. Are you going to pick up a Steam Machine? Do you blame them for it? Are you upset about it? Do you actually think it's reasonable? And perhaps we're just overreacting? We'd love to get your thoughts at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, revelation last episode was
Yes.
that theoretical gamer, Jeff, supposed gamer part of this podcast, had never played Ocarina of Time. But
No.
but and you decided to experiment a little bit to
Yeah.
see what way could you experience what some call one of the most like classic games ever built. So why don't you walk us through the your trials and tribulations trying to check out Ocarina of Time?
Yeah. So, like you said, I want to, validate my gamer status and go after one of the greats. People Like, look at this
Yeah.
game, and like it invented a whole slew of other games that came after it, like the systems that introduced everything that was kind of put out there on the Nintendo 64, right? So yeah, I want to check it out. I've always missed this one. Why not? So my first kind of path to doing this was trying to get it on my phone, which is on an iPhone 15, not crazy powerful or whatever, but it will run Zelda, which is great. Runs well. Like, again, I think the original frame rate is not the greatest, so it runs that. Because I don't think it's going to try and improve it by any sort of other brute force power. So it's playable, definitely playable. The touch controls, not playable. You can't move Zelda properly. If there's any, or Link properly, if there's any sort of platforming or something, it did not work. So me being me, I'm like, well, how can I just link in my PlayStation controller to this thing? So I have my phone set up on the couch with my PlayStation controller paired in, and it works perfectly. Everything's fine. All the buttons like remapped. It's great. Talked to you about it a little bit, and I was already looking for like, can I get an attachment to hold my phone to the controller? And like, sure enough, there is, right?
Oh yeah.
Have that ready to go, like in the Amazon cart. They're just game wise, just for a second, they're like at the time, this was definitely, top of its game. But going back, there are definitely some quality of life things that I would love to improve. Just speaking with the menu system is just kind of wild to me, and swapping in and out of items all the time is a chore. So that is, something of its time, and I can give it credit for trying to introduce those systems. But also, this is a scary game. Who played this as a child?
Yeah, there's some moments.
It is haunting. I ran into spider children. They're like, please break our curse by defeating all the spiders in the world. And if you don't, it's completely optional. I'm like, who? What a choice.
You kids are fine.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, like some of the stuff. It is funny because it is the warm moments are the ones that, if anything, really stick with you. But if you think about some of the horrors that
Yeah.
get visited upon in this game, it is pretty wild. Like I almost want to say some of them because you're
No,
going through it, right?
don't. Because like
it's just some darkness in this.
I just went into the first tomb of the royal or whatever and found these like mummy guys that like, I'm like, what are you doing here? And they would jump on you and start like, I don't know, like feeding off your neck. I'm like, what is this game? What is going on? This is horror. Like, I couldn't believe it. Just,
I think call it benefit or get stricken by, depending on your viewpoint of it. But one of my favorite things about how terrifying Resident Evil was, the original one on PlayStation 1, is how awful the controls were.
Totally, like, the tank controls or whatever they were.
So because as soon as something happened, like you felt it basically felt like when you're in a dream and you're trying to run away, but like it feels like their feet are like quicksand, like it's hard to move. That's what it felt like in PS1, right? I think this game benefits, I'll say in air quotes from that too, because some of the bulkiness of some of the interactions makes those moments of like when something scary comes up or something kind of chasing you, you don't have that twitch ability to like fix it. So it ends up being just there's something that ends up being so much darker when the graphics aren't that good and the controls are difficult to manage.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I stepped into this beautiful world. Like, it's very cartoony, very lovely. Like Link wakes up from his long sleep and he goes out his treehouse, and all of a sudden I'm encountering zombies in this tomb. I'm like, where? Just
wait.
Completely pendulum swing. So yeah, I've heard that it does get way darker. But so I will see. I'm trying to go in spoiler free. Frankly, I haven't seen anything. Like, I haven't remembered anything about this game, so it is a good first time for me. But yeah, like this kind of spun out to like, well, okay, apparently there's a 3DS version of this thing that was kind of like a remaster, but not quite. Just kind of gave some quality of life things and introduced that stereoscopic 3D effect. So I have been out of the game in Kijiji forever. Like, I can't recall the last thing I bought on a marketplace. So like eBay, Kijiji is like the eBay here in Canada. I haven't been there in, I think I logged in and it was like 8 years ago. So I have looked for this game on Kijiji to try and buy it after market, and that's where I am at. We started with Jeff not playing Ocarina of Time, and now Jeff has possibly 2 copies. And who knows if the remake comes out.
Just tendrils going out to see like what you can possibly get into.
Yeah.
I was curious of like that reminded me. I was curious what the current resale market is, and again, it's one of those things that anyone who held on to their 3DS or even like 2DS, honestly, at this point,
Yeah.
it's kind of gotten through that valley where now it's becoming like retro and it's like seen as like a high quality thing. So this person selling a 3DS with Smash Brothers and Zelda Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Like that's for $200. Now that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like all considering, which is funny to say because you're paying $200 for a 10-year-old system. Like
probably a little bit more than that, right?
Let's see, Zelda. Like, so 180 for the 3DS original, 160, 200. There's my boy SP for going for 160.
2011 it launched. Okay.
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, here's a Zelda. Okay, that's Majora's Mask going for 30.
I do have Majora's Mask, so I'll have to play that one next. That one's the sequel, right? So
yeah, I've never played that one, honestly.
Looks scarier. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Ocarina of Time 3D going for $50, the cartridge.
Woo.
Yeah, so it gets there. It gets there.
Yeah. I won't be paying $50 for it. I'm hoping to get a deal out of there with somebody that, may not know that the remaster is coming out, and I'm sure a lot of people will be snapping these up. But I wouldn't mind playing on the 3DS just to have that kind of, I don't know, Nintendo kind of feeling to it. On the iPhone, it feels a little disconnected, even with the other controller. But
yeah, playing an actual copy of it.
Yeah,
would be a little bit nicer. I think that's certainly fair to say. So I'm excited. I'm really curious to see how you get through it. I want to see like what your general thoughts on it, like what comes about.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, keep us posted. Hey, Gaming Dads, has a remake rekindled your interest in Ocarina of Time? Have you dusted off the old 3DS to check it out? Write in, let us know at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. So continuing on with mobile. So what I don't know if I'm just like a bad game journalist or a podcaster in that way, but like apparently Fortnite relaunched on iPhone.
Oh yes, okay, yes.
And it just completely like I think it's only a couple months since, but like completely flew over my head. And what's funny enough is that like my sons and I love to play this game, but it sometimes can feel a bit difficult to arrange all the systems. You can play 2 people at once on the Xbox, but like a bunch of our controllers are busted. So it doesn't quite work very well. And then I don't have my gaming PC here, so I can't do it. So we were having some difficulty with it. But then I found that here it is, like Fortnite's back on the iPhone. This is fantastic. Let me just pull out my old Backbone, right? So I have the Backbone controller.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you damn well know it, Jeff? Like it's I don't, to its credit, I don't think the Backbone's broken. I think the pins or the receptors on my iPhone
are a
bit broken. Now I can still charge it, but it's long enough in the tooth. It's a 14.
Yeah.
That it breaks the connection enough that it's not
going to work.
So I'm sitting there it's just that gaming dad moment. And I'll say this. I'm thankful my kids didn't break it.
Like another notch. You're like another thing. Oh my God.
Another controller, you dolts, like broke.
Yeah.
Thankfully it wasn't. It just, the phone is actually the challenge. But here I am. It's like, okay, we finally have this method. It's going to be super easy for us all to play. This will be great. Try to plug it in. Controller busted. Like table flip. God damn it. But what I was able to find, so I would almost call it like sort of like a third party type of one. Like it's not quite a Chinese knockoff, but it's a Chinese knockoff. This is like something that I got. It's like the Victor 01BT. Victor Obit or something like that. It's from like Primus Labs. Okay. But it's Bluetooth. It's a controller, and then like it expands out, and away you go.
Oh wow.
This thing was absolutely fantastic. Right. And the best part too is like if you're watching on screen, you see how wide it can go out.
Yeah.
It's actually made to connect. So it's Bluetooth, so it can connect to all the gaming PCs, the phone. But the one I really liked is that it connects to the Switch.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So this is like a legit excellent feeling controller, but it goes out so that it'll hold that nice little switch screen like right in the middle. This is a
Yeah.
fantastic way to play the Nintendo Switch. I was like really jazzed about that. Now, how good is the controller, Jeff? How good
How
is the controller? I'm
how
glad you
good is the
asked.
control? Are you telling me that you get in this thing and you're like, I can't even control anything?
Can't even control, Jeff. My kill to death ratio was off the charts. You are looking at
Wow.
a victory royale winner.
Look at
The
you.
I'm not kidding you. The literal first time I've ever solo won a victory royale in Fortnite. I couldn't
Oh,
believe it.
so you're not
Now,
giving credit to your skill, you're giving credit to the controller? Like, come on, you've been
oh, it's my skill.
it's your skill. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
The driver and the car, Jeff, need to be in a symbiotic relationship in
Right.
order to win the
Yes.
race, and so
Very
it is
true.
true with a gaming dad in his control.
Yeah.
But I will take this victory. I took like 6 or 7 screenshots. I was pretty jazzed.
Mhm.
But like lean in, dear listeners and gaming dads. This is the first time on Fortnite Mobile I'd logged in probably a year or since like it left, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they juiced it to let me win.
No, we're not gonna think like that. We're not gonna take away your
I-
joy.
Oh, I'm still joyful. I got that screen. Look at this the screenshot. I'm wearing my pug outfit. I have no idea. Like there's sprites. I don't know what the hell they do. Like I'm super confused, but
Yeah.
I won the whole thing. I'm taking that's a notch in the belt. That's a victory. But yeah, like it was just so funny because you and I are talking back and forth about all these controller type things. I find out Fortnite's on mobile,
Yeah.
download it. And by the way, gaming dads, if you're gonna download it, play with your kids, this is a Christmas morning. Do this the night before because you will
Oh,
download the initial Fortnite package, which is some 6 gigs. But
right.
then if you want to play, I don't know, a game on the Fortnite when you open it, you download that particular session because they
Ah,
have like no build, full build,
right.
OG, Blitz, blah blah blah. And every time you have to download another 3 to 6 gig package.
Jeez.
So just
Okay.
fair warning, gaming dads, like set it up the night before if you're going to plan to play with your kids because it's a big download.
Good to
Um,
know. And get a controller, right? So
oh. So I'd say like so this type of thing. All it was is I think there's a decent amount of time when like knockoff controllers. We all grew up with the awful friend controller. They went with your buddy's
absolutely.
place, and it's like the third party like Mad Catz garbage. That was
Yes.
terrible.
Yes.
Like this thing is fantastic. Never heard of this brand in my life. Packaging was sort of decent, and it's no knock of the company. Perhaps this is one of the most known companies in the world, and it's just an ignorance on my side. I am just finding that the quality, like floor, for some of these peripherals has sort of risen up. So if you're kind of on the fence for one of these things, like I'd suggest looking this up. This was like $50, connects all these systems. And gaming dads, it resulted in me getting a victory royale. Like what more do you need to know about to go and get one of these things?
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Like everyone's gonna get their victory royale with this. We're not affiliated with this controller in any way, but it seems like
Not yet.
perfect equipment.
I'm gonna try. Just
Wait, it didn't have like a turbo button or anything, right? Like those Mad Catz things did have turbo buttons.
this has a turbo button.
Okay, all right. Well,
let's slow your horses there a little bit.
okay, all right.
It's got some of those.
Okay, it's not auto aim or anything, but
No, although the thing with mobile, Jeff, is as best that I can tell, is it does do a little bit of autocorrect on your aiming. And
yeah, just to make it.
And I don't know, hand over my heart, if they disable it, if they detect the controller or not. I'm gonna assume they do, because that would be a pretty straightforward cheat code for them. Because you could just sync up, as you know, you could just sync up your
yeah
your literal PlayStation high quality controller to it.
yeah.
So they have to turn off auto aim assist if you connect the controller. There's no way.
No. Still a good victory royale. We're still gonna
I'm taking it, man.
get all
Forget
that.
it.
Yep.
Hey, gaming dads, have you been using controllers? Are you back into Fortnite on mobile? Would love to hear from you at New Dead Gaming, newdeadgaming.com. And with that, we will wrap it up here for the week. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dead Gaming. If you like any of these stories from the show, you have your own. Did you have your own controller? Have you not finished Ocarina of Time, and you want to know from Jeff how his thing's going, and you want to do it together? Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. One of the best parts of the show is interacting with other gaming dads. We'd love to hear from you. If you did like the show, you can find us on all the major podcasting networks: Google, Caster, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere where you get your podcast. Just search for New Dad Gaming. If you do find us on there, what would really help out the show, would mean a lot to me and Jeff, is if you go ahead and subscribe and rate us and leave a comment. That really helps to boost the signal. The last 2 years has been fantastic for the community around here. It's been wonderful to have some more people kind of hopping onto the show and listening.
Yeah.
We'd love to add your numbers amongst us and hear from you. So please consider doing that. Everybody, once again, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. And until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Remember, everybody, just because he became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
I love it. You know what's great? If you search us on Google, like one of the statements is that like we are the longest running gaming dad podcast, which is true. Like 11 years straight, still going.
Totally.
Like I think we actually have that. We can continue to lay claim to that. I should include this part of the welcome to the longest running.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it must be really good, right? It's like it's the longest running.
Hey, like we've got great episodes, and in order to experience those ones, there's the other one.
11 years. Oh man, that should be the intro to the this next episode. So anybody joining us live, hey, thanks so much for watching the stream. Just recorded the last episode. Now we're going to be doing another one to put into the bank because I'll be traveling. I did not update my bottom ticker, unfortunately, for that whole recorder. So
it's okay.
Not too concerned.
You're not going to take this new podcast on the road and transmit from the skies or anything. So
you never know.
Yeah.
The question is poem or not to poem or not to poem. There's nothing we're talking about except the state of gaming.
I think you could not do a poem for this one.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do the Google search for like, what is New Dad Gaming? I'll just read that.
Yes. Or we insert the longest running Dad Gaming show podcast on Earth.
Oh man, I love that Google has it. It's great. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Instead of a poem, Jeff and I this week for the episode are going to be doing just the state of New Dad Gaming. Wanted to kind of just see like where we're at. Like we are 11 years into this show, and wanted to, in some ways, just take stock of what New Dad Gaming life is right now. Gaming with kids, our own gaming careers, like what does everything look like? And what a better way to start, as opposed to a poem, to just see what does Google say about this podcast. This thing has been running for 11 years.
Woo!
And we are
digits. Oh, yeah.
So you search for what is New Dad Gaming. New Dad Gaming is the longest running podcast for fathers who play video games. Hosted by Trevor Alexander and Jeff Smalley, the show focuses on balancing the realities of fatherhood with the hobby of gaming, offering tips on time management, game recommendations for limited schedules, and hardware. The key aspects of the podcast: real talk, discussions.
Yes, this is great.
Real talk. Discussion centered on maintaining the hobby through the chaos of raising a family. Time management. Tips on sneaking in gaming sessions during baby nap times, early mornings, or late nights.
Wow.
Not late nights anymore, but that's all right.
Oh.
Okay. Game recommendations. Highlighting single-player, turn-based, or handheld-friendly games that can easily be paused or played in short bursts. Family gaming. Reviews and suggestions for cooperative games suitable for playing with older children.
Okay.
What can I say, man?
That's a great Google,
I feel kind of blessed, man. Like that is a really nice summary of what we've been trying to do here for 11 years.
Yeah. No, that's that sums it all up. I'm glad that it's out there. Longest running, man. Like, congrats to us. Pat on the back.
We did it. Hey, it's like, oh, so it must be one of the best. What is the longest running?
Well, it's
it's been here.
You're here for the consistency.
It's still going. We'll put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But hey, everybody, that there's no other better way to start than give a quick summary of like where we came from, and none of it comes without you gaming dads. Everybody, thank you so much. And
Yes.
we'll get another episode in the can because we are live. The adult beverages are poured. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Each week, we try to show that just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
Yeah, and certainly it hasn't been. So as I said at the beginning of the show, like my family and I will be traveling over the coming weeks, heading back to our home, having spent 6 months abroad to try to escape some winter. I hope I'll be able to hop back on for an episode, but in case we didn't, we want to get an extra episode, and it felt appropriate, like that we're crossing into this 11th year of publishing and recording, and what better way to just like kind of ask? It's like, well, where are we? Like, what does gaming dad look like today?
It's a good question.
Let me reflect upon that a second. And I don't even have a great way to start this, Jeff, but let's just take right from that like big question, scary as it is. It's like, what does gaming look like now as a dad in your house, both for yourself, your kids, and then you and your kids?
Yeah, I think again, we've come a long way on this show, and so for the state of gaming right now in my household, I'm definitely all about the Steam Deck, right? So I am mobile gaming, like in that I am mobile with it. I don't play.
Now give me a bit of context around that. Like previous to the Steam machine, because I knew you were out of PC gaming for quite a while.
Yeah.
Were you in PC gaming like in a youth, and it was sort of a comeback moment, or were you always console and Steam Deck was the first foray into PC gaming?
Yeah, PC gaming. I was in my youth. I did it. I had a lot more time. Built my own PC. I was very much into like Quake, multiplayer, building my own maps, all that stuff. Then college happened. Took a break after that, and had kids. Right, so I didn't have a PC anymore. I didn't want to spend the money on it. I pushed that all towards taking care of my kids, and so the Steam Deck kind of filled that gap, or at least like reignited my old days, and I still had those games waiting for me when I logged in, right? So all the Steam games were sitting there saying play me. Not so much into the games like Quake, more into RPGs and like long drawn out stories that I can kind of bite off a little bit and pause whenever I need to. So that I think is a big thing that we've always promoted. So yeah, that kind of gives context to it. I was PC before, but then break and then back into it. For my kids are very much so my youngest is very much into Roblox still. All the friends are on Roblox, everybody's on Roblox, so that's where they're at.
It's hard.
That's just where it is. However, my 15-year-old is doing almost LAN parties. It's not quite LAN parties because they don't Ethernet connect in and everywhere, but they all bring over their laptops and head to a friend's house for a sleepover, and they play, honest to God, like it looks kind of like Roblox-esque games. But it's not. They're all on Steam. Yeah. It's, like I forget the name of it. Repo, I think, is one of them. But all very much like low graphic intensity games, but they all have a blast. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Repo that one looks hilarious. Like, yeah. What was there was another one that had like PS1 graphics, something to the effect of Extraction. Like, is everybody in hazmat suits? So Repo is like where they look like the little tube guys with the trash can mouths. Yeah, which looks incredibly fun. Like the clips from that look great. But then there's another one where it's like they're in hazmat suits and they do like extraction missions. I can't
running around and everything. My old brain right now cannot think of that, but yes, my kid was very much into that one for a long time. So they kind of flip out whenever they can, but very much with their friends on that one. So I think both my kids, they're gaming with other people. Whereas I think if I look back at my age when like similar, I was playing RPGs. So I was very much into Final Fantasy, very much into GoldenEye. That was probably my only multiplayer game with other friends. But they're all about multiplayer experiences, which is interesting just to see.
Yeah, because that's I suppose I'm just curious because gaming, especially when we were coming up, was much more the solitary experience. Like, so you went and played. Like, now, besides like GoldenEye and Rock Band, which were
Yeah,
fantastic, like as we were coming up. Besides that, like a majority of us was the RPG, it was the fighting game, it was the kind of solo experience.
yeah.
Although I don't know, maybe that's not fair to say because as you mentioned, like there are the LAN parties. There was, I remember playing World of Warcraft 1 and 2, not World of Warcraft, sorry, just Warcraft 1 and 2
Warcraft, yeah.
on the old dial-ups with a buddy, like down the street type of thing.
No,
So
okay, that's true. No, fair statement, because I was playing a lot of StarCraft. So yeah, I was online with my friends. Maybe just not to the same. Maybe it's a different lens I'm looking through where they're always like laughing,
mhm.
like I don't know, like
It's okay. There's a good distinction because you would not call StarCraft or Warcraft or even Quake or something like that social. Maybe Quake's a bit more social, especially if you're in a like group land type of thing.
yeah,
Whereas because Warcraft was its own game, it was just a full on game, but you could do social playing. Whereas something like Repo, the
yeah,
entire purpose of that game is you have to be with other people because that's where like it on its own doesn't make any sense. Like you need to be in a group with four people, and if it's your buddies, like that's where all the hilarity type of ensues. It's almost like you are coerced into a social type of experiment with those type
yeah,
of games, which felt a bit more, which feels less true of the games we're coming up with, where they existed and certainly LAN parties and things like that had that
yeah.
sort of thing, but those are almost felt like tack-ons to otherwise full games that you were just like playing.
Yeah, I think that's a good distinction, right? Because it just the vibe feels a little bit different. Again, to each their own. It's great to see them game with others and take part in the hobby that I love so dearly, and they've kind of done that along the way and brought in their friends, right? Sometimes that can be a little bit interesting to see what kind of friends they're playing with. But yeah,
Mm.
very much they're into multiplayer games. They don't really play with dad anymore.
Yeah.
They used to watch me play Elden Ring and Dark Souls and laugh at my deaths. So until the next one comes out, maybe that will happen. But it's less so about gaming with dad than it is more about
Mm.
their friends, which is just a different phase. I'm not going to try and force them into something they don't want to do. But yeah, that's probably the biggest change. So I don't know about yourself if that's kind of in the same state because you're
Mm.
you know 10-year-old kind of phase ish, right? Like
Yeah, that's probably a fairly decent distinction. I think that's where we're headed. I think before, and I can even see it sort of trending down because they'll get into, they had the Roblox phase, and I just refused to touch that
yeah,
with the 10-foot pole. We banned Roblox just because we saw it for kind of the crapshoot that it was.
absolutely.
Nothing you can do about it. Like that's where your kids' friends are. It's sort of like that's the social thing. But mine didn't, so it's sort of like, no, knock this off.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I suppose when it felt like before, like when they played, it was very much the, oh, I'm playing, I want you to play with me all the time. Whereas now they've started to get into different experiences and other games and things like that. And we certainly still play together and it's a lot of fun,
hmm,
but that's not I would say, even the driving force
okay,
necessarily. So that's a subtle shift. And if anything, I can just sort of see like from the show and kind of hearing what you've gone through, like it kind of see it as that have peaked in a way where every game they played used to be with me, and now it's going to be less and less and less.
yeah.
And now they like, one of the funnier things for them is they currently play a lot with their cousins
Oh,
online and even some of their buddies. So like
nice.
they'll hop into Fortnite, they'll get another voice chat, and they're all just kind of chatting, going through it. So you're kind
Yeah,
of seeing that sort of like social element of it, which has been great. But like, as with most of the show, what's been fun to see is that like you're always those couple years ahead of me. So
yeah.
it's like these warning shots of like, oh, it's coming, man. That this is what's about to happen to you. Like, don't
It's
don't get it
true.
twisted.
Yeah, no, yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, just learn from my mistakes, Trevor. Take it
Yeah.
from here. Be
So
the
so how
better
much
person.
so how much gaming are you doing? Like if you think about like I can't imagine you're playing as much as you did when you were younger, but you are at a different phase where your kids are older and a bit more like vastly more independent than mine or like even some listeners and younger kids. Like what so is
Yeah.
your or do you have adult responsibilities and you go to bed at a reasonable time? So it's like it's still cut. Like what are you finding? Pshaw, he says.
I am very much against my own bedtime, which is horrible to say, but I figure that like, hey, I need my gaming time. Like this is my time. But yeah, like you said, very different from when I was younger and I could just plop myself in front of Final Fantasy VII and like almost complete a disc of gameplay. Can't quite do that right now. But I do get in a fair amount of gaming. Like I want to say at least an hour a day, which is a fair amount, and then sometimes on weekends a little bit more than that. So, 10 hours a week if I want, which can make pretty good, chunks into a game, depending on what it is. Currently in Final Fantasy 14 as an MMO, so that's not making a dent. But
There's no dent to have in that
I
one.
think once you accept that you're not going to complete the games as you would, and you can kind of just again absorb and process, and you're not racing to the next one. I think we talked a little bit about that. Buying the newest stuff is just kind of, not allowing you to take in the game that you have. Once you have that kind of mindset, I find it very relaxing. It's a less stressful experience. I'm not trying to, get the FOMO of the next game. So yeah, maybe 10 to 12 hours a week if I want. Not saying that happens every week. But I think that's great. Like it was very different in your phase where my kids would want to play with me and it would be like Mario Party. And it would be like, okay, one game of Mario Party. Dad's cooked. Like,
Yeah, I'm a bit tired. Just like
that's enough.
so,
So
yeah, they're trying to convince to do Roblox or Fortnite, and it's like 7:30 in the morning, and I haven't had coffee yet, and it's just like, no, man, not right now. Just like,
yeah.
just let me stretch out a little bit. Let me go outside with this coffee and sort of like,
Yeah, start gearing up, right? So
yeah. So I don't know. Like, is that kind of a happy tale then? Because obviously the kids come up, and the nature of this very show, it was like, how do
yeah.
you maintain this hobby when you have kids and responsibilities and adulthood? So was there like a valley and you've kind of come out of it in a way and you're finding like you are able to game about as much as you would want to at this phase?
Yeah, I think what really got me out of that valley, so to speak, because there was less gaming there for a bit, and it wasn't really about the kids per se. It was just about my ability to game in front of a TV. I think that was the
Mm,
hardest one because there are a lot of responsibilities, and for me to take over a room and game was just difficult with family. So
yeah.
once remote gaming kind of came in, and again the Steam Deck allows that, I could game whenever I want. So just adapting to, I think the situation is a little bit different now, and I can do whatever I want. So as long as I'm not taking over a room,
Mm,
I have the ability to game, and it's very much like I think it's just different. So it's not I'm not coming off a it's not peaking and ending. It's just different. So I welcome the next phase, whatever that may be. I'm kind of looking forward to joining my kids online if they're off at college or something. That would be fun.
mm.
But we'll see what happens. I will let you know when I get there, so you can
You-
prepare.
yeah, just like the whole thing of the show is basically to send you out as
Yes.
the
Yeah.
decoy to see what happens to you, see how you get attacked and mauled, and then
Yeah.
I know what to do. I need to know where to go around.
This is a great kind of game premise. Sekiro, you have two lives. It's like die twice, like because you figure out the game and then you have another life to do it. We should create a game like that where I go out as the dummy, and then you could just complete the level.
You just get massacred, and then I just
Yeah,
like stroll along like
yeah,
a time traveler doing great.
yeah. Why not? So,
Yeah.
but that's a lot about my gaming situation. For yourself, I know it's
Mm.
been like, you've been trying to complete Elden Ring forever. So I don't know.
Not even done.
No.
I can't even necessarily put it on my kids too much. So that there was certainly a valley because just like the sheer weight of the responsibilities, especially when they're younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like waking up, making sure they're getting to sleep, getting everything that they need, getting to the school. Like it's just the rigors of life, right? I think like if anything, what I've been struggling the last couple of years and still do to a certain extent, till I'm finding some cracks in, which is really great, is the energy to even do a hobby. Because like
Okay.
ultimately, like the day starts at like 5:36 and you're getting them ready. And then you're working all through the day, and then you're helping with dinner and you're getting them to bed. And especially now that their bedtime keeps pushing a
Yes.
little bit more,
Yes.
it's like, and then after a bit of cleanup, I'm finding it's like, okay, now I'm flopping into bed and it's like 9:30.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not going to go do a 2 hour gaming session at 9:30,
No.
especially when you're already tired. And you are so mentally drained that the commitment into that game still like puts on you. Then that's one of those things that I have mentioned in some of the episodes where it's just like, just play the game.
Yeah.
Because often, even with that exhaustion, I'll find that if you can get yourself into some sort of game to play around a little bit, even if it's like 20, 30 minutes, it is vastly more rewarding. Because one of the things that like it haunts me, it's one of those things that drives me to be better about it, is you'll get to the end of the week, and at least on the iPhone, I think the Androids are similar, you'll get those notifications. It's like, oh, you spent this much time on Reddit, Instagram, like Facebook, to pick your poison.
Right.
And it's like, oh, it would have been much better to spend some of that time on a hobby that I find relaxing and enjoyable, like and one that I love the medium on. So classic. So I often find myself pushing back even against my own thinking around like, I don't have time for it. And it's like, you do. You just need to reprioritize it.
Yeah.
So what I have found is like even like the last couple of months is that I've reprioritized reading. I'm getting back into some like old like fiction books that like I really enjoy. Have you ever really, really far side? Have you ever read the Wheel of Time series?
I tried. I attempted.
It's so like, if you look at the books, it's like this. There are 1,000 goddamn pages. It's like,
Yeah.
but I love like I've gotten as far as I think as like book 5 or 6, and then I
Oh,
just like,
okay. Good
fall
for
off
you.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying, but I'm starting at like book number 1. I'm trying to get through it again. So
Yeah.
it is just a commitment, like much like we had the commitment last year of not buying any new games. Like this year's just like, no, just put aside the phone and pick up like the retro console has been fantastic. You know what I mean? And there's like little games that end up being kind of saviors. And I found that to be with like Link's Awakening. I found that to be with like even the Tetris. Like there's something about like just how about I don't scroll the awful news and like fill myself with like information that I have no usefulness to at
Yeah.
night, as opposed to like play 6 or 7 rounds of like Tetris or Zelda and just let your mind kind of decompress.
Yeah. No,
So,
I completely agree with that. I think it's just finding your gaming space, which will change and evolve with whatever is going on in your life. And I think once you realize that, and that you can't always go into that, let's say you're in first person shooters, that's not always going to play right if you're crashing in bed at 9:30. Like
yeah.
maybe it will for some people, maybe not. So if you find kind of your jam in the moment, I usually keep 3 or 4 games that are just different flavors of ice cream, I call them. And like, what am I in the mood for? And a lot of the times it's just, there's only 4 there. They're all very different genres, but there's nothing else that I'm even considering at that point. It's just, it gets you out of the analysis paralysis too, right? Like if I decide a game, I'm going to sit there for an hour figuring out what I should play. But just picking one of those and kind of settling in with it for 20, 30 minutes, I think is good, just to keep up like the hobby that you do like, right?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking about too is that I really resonate with what you said with not like taking up the TV space for the game. So that one's been hard to crack, because even with something like Elden Ring, it's like for me to get to my gaming PC and go play that, or to go to like my Xbox and play. I've been suffering recently with what's the 33 game?
Oh, Expedition 33.
Expedition 33. Like
can we talk a little bit about that? I haven't even got into it.
But the reason I haven't is because like for me to do so is like I need to, like, we spent the entire day and I'm exhausted, and then I come into the bedroom and I want to like see my wife and hang out with her as well. But for me to go play that game, I need to like extract myself from the room, go to the living room, boot up the big TV, and sit down and play that game. And at the present moment, like it's just very disruptive to get into those type of gaming modes, to the point where like it went for sale on Steam. And I almost thought that like at very least, if I have it on my gaming laptop and I get back home, like that I could bring with me, almost like it's a Steam Deck, an expensive Steam Deck. Yeah. And I could get into it and play it. Right.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, so I have found solace in the, games on my phone, games on the retro handheld, things like that, because it's like tiny and portable, and it's less, like, it doesn't take up a whole room and an entire space. Like you can be still you can be around and present without like entirely extracting yourself to go enjoy the hobby. And I don't know if that's just like a point in time thing, because I'd like to think like I would like to sit on the couch, have a couple drinks by me, big beautiful TV, and just immerse myself in a game for a few hours. But it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it's in the cards at this present moment.
No, and I will say just with my phase of gaming right now, I've had a few late night sessions where I have the TV and like I can kind of park myself there. And it's funny that like I spend so much of my time on a mobile kind of remote gaming device or mobile phone just to game that I forget how nice 4K can look. Like it's just like,
It's like,
wow, okay,
look
this
at,
is what this game is supposed to look like. Okay.
yeah. That's this is so big. That's one of the reasons why like I've shied away from most anything above honestly like Super Nintendo on the retro console. I've kind of shied away from
Hmm,
because even especially like Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, like those sort of things that are made for the tiny screen,
yeah.
it feels appropriate. When you're trying to smash down like a PlayStation title onto like that little thing doesn't quite work. But you're still missing that big and bombastic. It's almost why I would not want to stream Expedition 33 because I do want us to talk about that now. But like because I could like to my phone stream it from the Xbox or from like Game Pass or something like that.
Yeah.
But it feels like a travesty to do such a, like a work of art to have it like reduced to this tiny little square in front of my face, as opposed to experiencing the cinematics on an actual television.
Totally, I have attempted it. Not only just like, the glory of all these graphics that you're not experiencing, but the text itself. So the
Mm.
text is so fine and so tiny that every single character's like wheel of actions that comes out, you can't read it. Like I'm
Wow.
not that old. I can read small text.
Sure thing, old man.
But when I'm like this with my Steam Deck and I can't see it because like the resolution doesn't keep up with the streaming, it's just that it's not working. So I would not recommend streaming Expedition 33.
Yeah. So have
It's
you
one of
have you
those
tried to touch it at all? Like
I have.
it's literally on. I loaded it before we came south. It
Okay.
was on the Xbox ready to go, and I just not
I
once even like booted it up.
I don't want to put the game down because it is for I've spent a good, I think, 8 hours into it for like 6 months. But it's just a really heavy story, and the
Mm.
rhythm mechanic that you have to like dodge and be like of mind to do it. It's just a little intense, so you kind of have to be in the mood to game with that one. There are kind of, difficulty settings, but it's just one that you have to kind of be in tune with. So
Man,
it's
we have
like
some.
Wheel of Time. You're stepping in the Wheel of Time. You have to absorb it. There's lots of stuff going on, a lot of French.
Yeah.
You gotta understand.
You can't be tired and read that series, and you can't be
No,
tired and play this game.
no,
It sounds like
you cannot. No, no.
maybe that's a challenge this year, where it's like for the remainder of the year, it's like you and I have got to try to finish Expedition 33 before the end of the
December
year.
31st. Yeah, okay. That's a good challenge.
This
That's
feels
fair.
fair, especially after like that was the one we were looking forward to.
It
The
was.
the best part, like, if there's not a single flag or like just monument to fatherhood gaming, it was to hear us lament all last year when we couldn't purchase this game,
That's true. That's true.
Expedition 33, and then we arrive in January. We both pick it up immediately, and it has now been 6 months,
Yeah.
and neither of us put a dent in it.
No. Yeah.
New dad gaming.
This is what it is, though, right? You have to kind of roll with the punches. But yeah, I think it's a good goal by end of year. It gives us time. It's halfway through the year right now. So
What's the main? Is it 40 hours, 60 hours? Probably
I think it's
reasonably
40.
60,
I think it's,
but like it's 60. Let's
but
be
you're a side quest guy too, right? So you're going
yeah.
to be going helping the old girl with
Old
the
ladies
chair.
and old ladies and rockers, buddy.
Yeah. So we'll see when we get in there.
Hey, all right. We'll put in a pin in it there. It's interesting, man. Like when we started it, I had one kid. My firstborn had just been born,
Yeah.
and that was the whole premise of the show. It's like, what does gaming look like? You already had. You had both years of it by the time I got my first?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The
Okay.
both was there, but one is potentially driving next month. So it has been a while.
That's so mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
So
entire premise of it, now we've arrived like 11 years. If anything, like it gets, as I said, I know parents love to say it never gets easy. That is nonsense. It gets so much easier. It has never been easier. Like there's challenges there, and they're scary and interesting and like large, and we got to like tackle them for sure. Like a teenage prom,
yeah.
as we mentioned, is much different than a baby. but we're much better equipped to handle teenage problems than babies in some way. That's not the right way to say it. It's you're able. It feels like we have more autonomy to act like ourselves and
Yeah.
to like help like guide the family as opposed to like when it's baby, because like the baby is so tiny and precious and like delicate and new and demanding, because like like we can actually sleep now. Like we could
Yeah.
theoretically get 8 hours of sleep.
You
You
could.
can leave the kid alone for multiple hours without being arrested. So
Yes.
it's all to say, like, I think it gets easier. It's not to say there's never problems, but it certainly gets easier. And if anything, I think this phase of the podcast now is like learning, what does this phase of adulthood look like
Yeah.
when you've survived the gauntlet of smaller children and now they're kind of becoming the people they were going to become. And it's
Yeah.
like, what's these interactions look like, and is gaming a part of that for them and for us, or for them, for us, and for all of us together?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent way to put it. And when you get to see your little gamers grow up, it actually does. It's very heartwarming, and
Mhm.
just to see what their interests are, see how they've kind of pivoted from your own genres that you like. Again, my kids would play Final Fantasy, but they don't really like it, and like it hurts me inside. But I do. It's how you're like, well, I'm a plumber, and you'll always be a plumber. No,
Yeah,
they very much their own beings, so they can be in their own gaming world. So it is different. It's new experiences for me.
that hurts. It
Yeah,
does hurt though.
it does a little bit.
Just a bit. I don't care. Whatever, man.
Single tear cuts in the cradle and the.
Oh, hey, gaming dads. I get it. No better way to wrap up the show than started with it, we'll end with it. Massive thanks. The number of gaming dads that we got to speak with and got exposed to through this podcast has been phenomenal. Some of those conversations, the friendships, the ideas, the stories, bottom of our hearts, means so much to us. It's been absolutely fabulous. Sorry, Jeff, I don't want to like hog the mic on this, because I know you share the same appreciation.
Yeah, I again just loving talking to, we've received so many letters over the years, and just knowing that our words can reach them, and we hear their stories and we take part in their stories and they hear our stories. I love doing this podcast and having that kind of connection to our audience, and even the ability of just kind of having this weekly journal of our own lives,
Mm.
so that our kids can even look back and see what guidance they can kind of glean from this. So no, it's wonderful being here. It's wonderful being on this for over a decade, having the audience with us, some of them since day one, and
Mhm.
hearing from them and listening to their experiences as they grow too. So yes, can't thank you enough for being here with us.
No, cannot add anything to that. Very well said. Gaming Dads, speaking of those stories, one of the best parts about it is hearing from you. So we would love to do so. If you want to reach out to us at New Dad Gaming on all the socials, newdadgaming.com, you can submit a letter or a story, just either for us or to share with the other gaming dads. Just let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Would love to reach out. If you like the podcast, hopefully you do, if you listen to this retrospective type show.
You got this far.
It's just like,
Yeah.
we got another 10 years to go, so let's
Yeah.
keep it rolling. But if you did like this podcast, you can find us on all the major podcast networks: Caster, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, anywhere where you get your podcast. Just search for New Dad Gaming. If you do find us on there, something that really does help out the show is if you can go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment and a rating. Really helps boost the signal, gets us out to as many gaming dads as possible. We've had a really wonderful couple of years, which is a heartfelt thanks to everybody for that, and hoping to keep meeting other new dads as we share this gaming journey together.
Yes.
Everyone, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. And until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 8-year-old and an 11-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Remember, everybody, just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
And take it from us, the longest running fatherhood gaming podcast.
That's right. To be continued. 3, 2.
As verified by Google.
That's right.
All right, then. See you next week.
See you later.